Okay, here's how I would set up the procedure we talked about with Flipgrid. Um, when you log into Flipgrid or when you create an account with Flipgrid, it's going to take you to your groups. Okay, first thing, I'm going to add a group just by clicking the add group sign. I'm going to scroll down, I'm going to name it, and I'm going to use Wonder's Big Ideas for my group. Okay, the next thing is manage members. Choose one of these. Okay, you can choose email or domain, username, or Google Classroom. You're either going to choose email or domain or Google Classroom. I'm going to click email or domain. And just like those of you guys that have used it before, this is where we type in our at granitesd.org. The end of our email address is our Google domain. Okay, and then that enables students to sign in with Google and access the group when you share it. Okay, so then I create the group. Okay, and then here's how you can share it. Okay, but I don't suggest sharing a whole group because towards the end of the year, you're going to have, 30 prompts in your group and you don't want students to access the wrong one. So the next step is once you have your group, it's going to take you into your group. And if you look up here, we call them crumbs in the digital world. You can follow the crumbs back and forth to where you want to go. So if I go back to my groups, follow the crumbs, right? Here's my group I just created. I can click on it and go back in. And now I am in my topics of this group. Okay. First thing I do is I get rid of their generic topic. I'm just going to go over here, delete the topic. Yes, I do. Delete. Okay. So now I have no topics. Okay. I'm going to add a topic. Just click the add topic. I'm going to name the topic, and since I'm going to use my Wonders Big Ideas, I'm just going to go to my Wonders page, find the big idea that I want, copy, and paste it. Okay, that'll be the title of my prompt. I've got to put some explicit directions. This is how you want students to interact with the prompt. You put, read or view video or, examine, try to use some rich vocabulary, examine the picture, right? Whatever that is, and then of course tell them how to respond, right? You might want to front load how much time they have. The next thing you'll do is change the recording time. This is how much time students have to respond. This is where you intentionally decide how much time they need to practice giving a concise response that is utilizing vocabulary and the correct and verbiage that enables them to be concise rather than wordy. And it's okay if they fail miserably and try again and again and again. That's part of the process of students learning academic vocabulary and being concise. And then topic media, you can insert images. Okay, you can do record videos, YouTube videos, you can upload videos, you can do emojis and stickers. Okay, there you go. And then you're just going to save your group, save to the group, and then from here you can share it. This is where I would share to Google Classroom or copy and paste this link. Okay. If you're a Canvas user, they have the integrated Canvas options. You would actually just copy and paste this code, and you'll know what to do. Or you can reach out to me if you're a Canvas user. Then here is my prompt. Okay, I have 0 responses. Once students start responding, they'll show up here, and you can view them. The next thing I want to do, either before students access it, is I'm going to go to these 3 dots. I'm going to edit my topic, and I'm going to make sure all my settings are the way I want. Okay, this is where if I change my mind about time, I can go back. Okay, I can add another attachment if I find one later in the week. And then I also want to check on settings. So if I click on settings, you can change how the time that it is active. If you wanted to close every Friday, that's where you would do it. Moderate videos and comments. I suggest this if it's a daily procedure. The students the students that are responding verbally or with video that week, maybe it's 10, you have some time, you definitely have the students you want to check first. If you don't have time to check all your students, you definitely check Billy. That'll say poop and fart, right? Then delete his and sorry, you don't get to participate this week, right? But you definitely probably want to moderate, okay? And you can also turn off permissions. What do you want students to do? When they have the opportunity to comment on other people's videos, how do you want them to interact with their peers? Do you want them to be able to do video and text? Okay, that's a really good option for some students as they get used to seeing themselves. Do you want videos only? Do you want text comments only? Or do you want to turn off responses altogether? For the sake of this procedure, we definitely want them to be able to respond in some way. Okay, you can provide closed captions. Okay, if you have a Spanish person, you can do closed captions in Spanish. Okay, these other settings with the response, do you want them to allow attachments? Most of the time, no. Do you want them to be able to download and share the videos? No, for privacy purposes. Do you want to allow likes to videos? I usually don't turn on the likes unless I have an explicit reason for students to click the like button. Like if it's a vote for something, you don't want students to just simply start liking videos and alienate other people that way. I also turn off the video count because we don't want Johnny to know that his funny fart video got watched 30 times when Susan's really focused response got 0, right? Okay, and then the camera. What types of camera tools do you want them to do? Do you want them to be able to draw, use photos and frames, and the whiteboard? If you're just having them respond, turn that off. It's going to eat into your procedure and be a distraction. Sticky notes, that's where they can put a little sticky note on it and add some text. I usually like that one on, unless it becomes a distraction, you can turn it off. Expressions, it's where they have the fancy lenses and things like that. I usually leave that off until this procedure is solid, and I can turn it off and on as even a reward for students. Like today, I want you to pick the best filter to go along with your response, things like that. Guest password, don't turn that on. You'll regret it. Just require students to have a password to access your prompt. Okay, update your topic, and you are ready. And again, just be intentional with how you use this. We're suggesting it as a weekly procedure where only a certain part of your students are responding with the video each day, while others have a different procedure of either drawing. And drawings could be, a graphic organizer, create a comic, quick sketch. Other tools are if you have some Legos in the classroom, students can create a quick Lego formation to represent a character, a theme, an emotion found in the text, and then snap a quick picture with their webcam on their computer and turn that in as accountability for their sculpture. Play-Doh's fun, and that what that does is it allows you to scaffold things for when you can be intentional. Those students that struggle with the writing piece, that you can set it up weekly to where they get to respond verbally and create a sculpture or a drawing before they have to put things down into text as a response. And so you've scaffolded that they have either their sculpture, drawing, comic, and they've responded verbally and had a chance to view and respond to other people's verbal responses before they're creating any written response. And it's a great way for our students to do some speaking and listening, as well as scaffolding the process in a weekly procedure. And let us know as coaches, we can get in there and make sure this becomes, somewhere between a 5 and 10 minute procedure that you can do to begin your language arts block. All right, thanks.